All right. And so for those that, that are new, I'm going to share my screen in a second. Whatever you want to work on is fine. I just decided I feel like working on a round one. People are working on sketchbooks, whatever. So you don't have to match what we're doing. The only thing that's common is the tangle that we're going to do. So that's the only common thread. But then what people do with it is and then we see at the end what everybody did with it, and then it's amazing. Oh, hi, Rosemary. Oh, Christmas is not past in Puerto Rico. Oh, nice. Rosa, we had neighbors when we lived in our subdivision that were from Puerto Rico, and they invited us over. I tell you what a party that was. That was so much fun.
Well, we had talked about this because my grandson's birthday is the 7th, and the family is coming over for a birthday party on the 8th, and I plan on leaving my Christmas decorations up. And I'm just saying we're celebrating what you're celebrating, Rosemary.
Yeah. There we go. Well, and you could call it now a couple things. So Three Kings Day, or as Sandy said, women's. They call it Women's Little Christmas.
I'm calling it. I'm too lazy to put the stuff away yet. Christmas.
Yeah.
12th night.
There we go. Enjoy it. So, and then what I'll do too is if everyone could also mute that way, because I was getting some echoey things here too.
Wait, before you mute. Yeah. To your mother's point, I'm calling it. I leave it up until my birthday on January 15th day.
Oh,
and in Puerto Rico, we celebrated Santa Lucia Day also on January 6th. So.
There you go.
I don't feel bad anymore.
No. We my business group met at a senior facility nearby, and they had it was like right across the hallway. They had a Christmas tree up, but every holiday they would put different kinds of ornaments. So if it was St. Patrick's Day, they had shamrocks all over it, and if 4th of July, they had flags in red, white, and blue all over it. It was just the celebration tree or something. So it works. All right. So I thought today. Oh, actually, let's see. Not this one. This one. This one, if you want to add something. So it was. I'm trying to. I remember what date that they that this tangle came out on Tangle Patterns, and I decided to. I did the one I had just showed for the quickie video yesterday, and I thought, oh well, we'll do 6 flower today, and if you want to add a border, I'll share the other one as well, and I'll put these links in the chat. So this is my step out. So this, when I first saw this, I thought no, and then I decided to just try it, and I'm like, okay, it's really cute. It's not so hard to do, and so we'll have fun with this, because the decorating options are, of course, after that we can put around it will be amazing. But it starts off with and that's what I forgot to do. I'll have to redo this one too. I meant to erase, because I got carried away doing these 6s. I meant to just do one so that way you could see. So it's just, find a point in, the center of whatever you're doing, and you just draw a giant 6, and then you turn and do another one, and turn and do another one. And then we're going to aura them. So we're auraing on the one side where we have, the beginning of the 6. But then as you see on the other side, what I noticed and I'll show Anita's step out also, is the other side, when you come down, it touches the orb of the 6 and then continues down. And I couldn't get mine like hers, but that doesn't matter. I kind of like what I ended up doing anyway. Then we'll fill in that side, and she had some built-in shiny parts, and I'll explain that, just where we leave it open. And then drawing some lines up the center, and I did kind of some rounding. She just kind of had them just a little bit thick, but the rounding looks neat. And then adding some orbs. Oh, and then putting that little aura in the center, adding some some orbs around there, and it's really cute. But let me show. So this is from the post on Tangle Patterns, and for those if you're not familiar, I'm going to say it's one of, if not the largest repository of tangles and that we have. And okay, so this was yeah.
Never mind, you moved it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is the grid pattern 6. So if you wanted to do oh, and you know what, let me, well, I'll do it and I'll put the links in the chat in a minute. If you want to do this as a border, you can do this as a grid, and it's kind of the same concept. And I do have my step up for this as well. And we're just drawing a 6. You turn your tile, you draw a big 6 like this, so that way all of the, you see where you're hitting the side, all 4 sides. And then it's adding some of these same lines. It's kind of all, it coordinates nicely. So I thought, well, we'll just throw that in there. If somebody wants to do that, then you can. But here is, there we go. Okay, so here is Anita's step out. And actually I didn't do too bad a job. Actually here, yeah, it's interesting here because she didn't hit, and I wasn't paying attention. I just saw, you know, the red going around, and my first attempt was, you know, it was way out. But then as I'm looking, I'm like, oh, it kind of needs to touch. But I wanted to show, especially for, you know, just some of, you know, that's the only piece of art that she has on there, just to get some ideas, because it's like we can do this and then add some things like flux. She's got Muka in here. I don't know what is the.
She's got 5 6s in that drawing.
Yeah, so you don't have to. Yeah, you can. Yeah, put as many 6s as you want, and to have fun with it.
You could have 6 6s. That's hard.
Yeah. But then, yeah, then just, you know, adding other things. And so, yeah, we'll probably add some. I mean, I might just copy this because I like the flux and the Muka. And then on this side, she has
little ones.
Is that with it?
Yeah, it's little 6s.
Oh, she has her the one in the grid pattern. Darn.
Yeah.
So that's just a neat option. And I say for those that might be new, I like to share this that way. It gives you some inspiration, because like I said, we're all going to do the tangle, but how we decorate it and what we end up doing with it is all up to each one of us. So, all right, so let me put, well, actually, maybe I'll start with this since it's here, and I'll stop the screen share, and I'll put this in the chat. Okay, that's the tangle patterns, and you know, like I said, I will end up having to redo that one just because. Okay, just because I like to have them a certain way. And then, you know, it's like something like that where I can just kind of erase it digitally than I do versus starting all over again, because they're kind of what's the word? Intensive to do. Anyway, all right. Let's see. Oh, hi Inez. Okay, we finally found the chat button. Okay. And you know, say in 2, we can use any color that we want. Actually, I'm thinking I might use a little bit thicker pen, or maybe just a PN, because sometimes because I'm envisioning I want to do something just a little bit bigger. Blue looks like nice, and yeah, I feel like a purple day. And sometimes using a little bit thicker pen if you're going to do something bigger is helpful versus, you know, the little teeny 01. Okay. Well, now I have to decide how many. Maybe I'll do 5 stars. That could be kind of interesting. Okay, we get here in the middle, and okay. So I'm just gonna make my best guess as to what the middle is here. That's where it's going to be. And on let's see, hold on a second, back out of chat. Okay, I'm not sure. Let's see. Of this again, is there a oh, can't see anything.
But
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, Neelam, yeah, you might have there actually there's a little side panel and it looks like if you are on, looks like you're on a regular laptop or whatever, you can hide that side panel where there has the chat. So if you want to, there towards the top left, there's a little arrow that you can pull it out and push it. And yeah, if you're not seeing the pictures, I know we've had some people that you just have to kind of, unfortunately, sometimes you have to, exit and come back in. And as long as everybody else can see it, then that's good. Okay. All right. So what I noticed on hers was, because I don't draw my sixes with my six kind of is a straight line. She kind of added a little flare in there, which I thought was neat. So what I'm going to do from my center point is I'm going to make it kind of like an S shape to start with. So that way I have like this, and then making a big orb at the end. And then leaving some space up here as well, just kind of around the outside, because I had to remember, we are coming around with an aura that will go on the outside of this. So just, don't have that butted up right, at the edge of your space. Well, you can, and then it just, when you do the aura, we'll just have to figure that part out. Oh, and Mom's going to work. Oh, so you're going to do the grid one.
I'm going to do a big grid.
Okay.
Now I have to check back to see how she did it, but you go ahead.
Okay. And then let me go the other direction, because it's like when I was doing this and I kept losing. Oh, you know what? 1, 2. Oh, maybe I'll do 8 because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. And then another one. The nice thing about this is that it is not going to matter how, well, they can. This one is very forgiving. We'll say that, because it's neatly whimsical. I was looking at it as, I don't know. To me, it just looked like a celebration. And that's what I was thinking. Well, this will be our Happy New Year. There, I got 5 in there. Nice. Yeah, and if you're doing the grid like Mom's doing, it's just you do that big 6 and then turn the tile, do the 6. If you turn and then do the 6 in the same direction, but you're turning your tile, so then it ends up alternating. And the neat thing about that one is, there's the concept of using fragments in reticula, and reticula just means grid. It means grid, not necessarily grid in the larger sense, or a structure that we put other tangles in. And the fragments, I like picture a game. I did it on one video where I did a tangle with the grid, and I cut out the squares so that way I could show when you can turn them whatever direction. So the idea of the fragments like this is you get a different result depending on what direction or directions you do those each little square in. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah, I was just noticing as you go down in her pattern, when she start the grid, like if I would have started my 6 from this corner,
yeah,
middle, it looks totally different.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Might have to start 2.
I might have to do another one.
Might. Okay, and then so if you're doing the flower one, so this is nice. So you get 2 options here, and I know some people get let's say, I don't know if confused by that is the right word, but like I said, we like to have fun. We're exploring the tangle. That's what we're doing. All right. So next is to aura these. So I'm going to start at the center, and I'm kind of merging out like so coming from that same point, and then you can come out as far as you want. Again, make sure I'm in here. Going around the top, so you're leaving some space around the top. But then when you come down, we want to touch that orb if possible. And then back to that same point. And I suppose, and so what I was doing, and some of them was like, I'll hit it, and then I was like, oh, let me just come out a little bit. So you can add whatever flair you want to add to that. I was also thinking maybe when I need to start touching that a little earlier, then I could maybe bring it out a little bit more. Maybe that's what I need to do. Oh yeah, like that. Okay. I was bringing mine down to touch a little too far. So if you want to make this like a curved line, yeah, you have to just start aiming down towards the big orb a little earlier. That made it easier. Yeah. See, and you know, like this, doing it large like this is kind of like a reticula in and of itself, because then we can add tangles into it, which we essentially are. Okay, then the next was to add the shine. Oh, I'm going to do that, I think, in the same color. Maybe I will add something. I don't know what's going to go with purple, but I'll figure something out. All right.
Pink always goes with purple.
It does. Pink goes with everything. No, not
according to Heather.
Maybe I'll do the inside lines with that. That will be good. Okay, so to add the shine, I want to say sparkle. I guess it could be sparkle too. What I like to do is, and she kind of had them, about center, in the top. That was one place. So what I do is I make a scribble like this where I want it. And let me make sure I'm in this area. So I'll scribble on either side so that way I'm sure that it's going to be here. And I sometimes try to make it a little bit larger than I think, because you can always go back and narrow it. The other way doesn't work, but you can always go back and add with white pen. And then she had one on the side here too, so you can decide where you want to have that little shiny space. And then it's just filling in from there. And it is a really nice technique if you don't have a white gel pen and you want to add that little bit of shine. That's how we do it. I like to have that ragged edge just because that's what I like to do. I didn't look to see if that's what.
It looks more natural.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put the same effects into this one, but just in different places.
Okay. Oh, and it looks really neat. Yeah, because on the grid one, because she did an aura. Where's mine from yesterday? She did an aura the inside, but like these curve lines are the same that we'll do. Oh, and the orbs are here on the side. So yeah, all of the components are there.
It's just that to me, the big egg-shaped circles are too bare. They demand something.
Right.
Don't know what yet, but.
Well, so I used the graphite and then just added. It's still, I don't know if you can see it real well, because the graphite is a bit light against, and where I put the white jelly roll. I mean, you can see it in person. You can see it just a little bit, so it's almost like a hint of shine.
Cherie, I was gonna say, once you have all the little orbs around it, I think you'll see that it actually doesn't make them look so stark anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because right now it looks like, I don't know. Well, I could shade
And
it
this
too.
looks empty, right?
Yeah.
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 Once I could do some shading. Since I'm
I
drawing mine with a white pen, it's, I'm a little bit reversing everything.
Right.
and I drew bead line in some of those little orbs, not all of them, but through some of them.
So I'm going to dare say too, if you wanted to get, have extra fun, is it just because, she has this solid, as you're playing with it, it doesn't always have to be solid. I could see where somebody might want to, do something else with that. Oh, there was one. Hold on. Let me go back and look here. Oh, let me share my screen again. Sure.
You can do it, Heather.
And then, yeah, it's like, what am I doing? Randy says, yeah, well, welcome, Randy. They do look like eggs. Okay.
Well, mine look more like eggs than yours do.
Yeah.
Just the angle.
We're not going back to ovaries again, are we?
No.
Okay.
No. But I think because these ones have more of a point, sort of.
Yeah, they do.
They might lend themselves. But I meant to pop here because so like here, if you're doing the grid one, or I'm going to dare say like on the side. Well, you know what? Look at here on her. This piece of art, you don't see that aura. That's what I was looking for. It's just
giving me ideas.
Yeah. So that is something that can be played with.
Right.
I mean, of course, all of it can be played with, but that's
well, this is another one of those good ones, Heather. That it can all be played with.
Yeah, and see, like here on the side, where so this is on the inside of the 6, so she's got stripes or orbs or just lines. So instead of putting the lines here, lines on the inside, and then just color solid here, she's got some flux.
Right.
Yeah. And then here, straight lines and those. So that's neat. Lots of play. Well, Randy said, "How she almost forgot about that? How could you forget about us today?" Well, I'm saying because of the holidays, we usually have our early morning meeting, and we didn't, and that ended up sleeping in, and I'm like, oh, always these 2 weeks mess up my schedule, so that way when I have to get up early again for our 7:00 meeting, it's just like, oh, torture. All right. Actually, let's see. I'm still thinking. What else do I want? What's my next color? The nice thing about this with the filling in, and actually, since I was yapping, let me share the next step because I don't want anybody waiting on me because I'm yapping and coloring. All right, we get that one done. Okay, so if you are at the next step and you're waiting, the next step on the flower one was to aura the inside of those, the big orbs. And again, all of it is if you want to, if you have some, another vision of how you want to do it based on what we were looking at, you go for it. These make me think, well, because we've been watching Columbo reruns, And so
I love Columbo.
yeah, and so I'm like, when I putting these, the orbs in, I'm like, it looks like a phone dial. We were joking, we're like, what is that thing? Oh yeah,
We're watching Dragnet reruns.
All right.
They're not the real old, and Adam 12, yeah.
Adam 12, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the real old Dragnet because they are in color. The
Oh,
real
okay.
ones were
Okay.
black and white.
Okay. And Randy asking a question about Randy, I'm working on the recap from our snowflakes class. I will have and then I said because I don't want to reprint their instructions because that's something that they that's theirs. But I will have something out there just so that way when I get that done, so that way you know. All right. So after you have those orbs, then it was just you putting some lines in this center thing, and if that's the thing that you want to do in there, what I'm doing, I'm going to start at the point here. Oh, and I did say I was going to change colors. Apparently not. It's too much thought to change colors. I'll accent with something else. So what I like to do is, so I started just coming up in the center and kind of using the contour of, with this shape. So it's like kind of like aura-ing, right? And then just coming up to the top. So I come up the center and then come up either side. So like subdivide. And I'm hearing, let me see who's on, because I was hearing some background noise. Oh, it's Anna.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
I think you should tell people that have background noise they have to sing a song.
No, that could be interesting. Oh, and that looks neat with that flux pouring in there.
Yeah, I thought I just felt like it needed to be filled in somehow.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I had an idea, but it just it escaped me, and it'll come back.
Yeah. And then at the top of these, I'm going to add some. She kind of had some of them thick, and then in the art, the sample that she had, it looks more like rounding. And so the rounding, if you don't know, is just just what it says. It's I'm taking the end of this line and making it round. And I think I'm going to do this side too. Maybe in a little bit, and then you can decide, because then these end up looking like kind of like really long flux, like the petals. That's how she did that in her sample. And so it's, again, I'm coming up from that main line and then trying not to make a bump with that either, because there's always, when you put the pen down, or at least this is what I end up doing. And then it's almost like, you have this curved line at the top versus it being, just kind of blunt. But whatever you want to do, because I think in my step out, it was sort of rounding. I just made it a little bit thick, and that looks neat too. Kind of, where it's, I want to say rough, or and the thickness kind of came down a little bit. That can look neat too. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, because I hadn't noticed that until just now, that she doesn't have on her sample this side piece. there is just something so neat about. We were talking about that every time we do that. The rounding is one of those techniques I don't use enough, and it ends up looking just so neat.
Yeah, it just really finishes it off for some reason.
Oh, I know what I'll do. Because I'm going to add some extra stuff, outside of just this. That I'll do in a different color. Okay. And then if you're all done with those, then what she had was in the outer ring of these. I'm kind of just doing multiple steps at once here because I want to make sure that nobody's waiting, which I don't think anybody is. Just adding some orbs around in that ring and then filling in behind it in the little gaps. Oh, let's. And this is and just the way she has this drawn, and I was immediately thinking, Rosemary, of you, because I was like, oh, look at all these orbs in here. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, let's see, Randy. Let's see. It helps to see the world. I'm not sure what the shared. I'm reading, or Randy, I'm reading what. Oh, I looked. Oh,
Yeah, that's what that looks like. Right? Put little numbers in there, Heather.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let's see. How many numbers can I fit? It does. Yes, it doesn't look like looks like an old phone. Now, here, if you were strategic and could make it, or if I made the orbs, you made sure to have them spaced right, so that way I have just how many were on it? Was there? I guess there would be 10. I might just have to do that.
Do it on one and see if anybody notices later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, do it like I'll do it. Like with a gray or something, so that it's kind of
Very subtle.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what I'm thinking will be. Let's see. How are we doing? Oh, we're doing good on time. Yeah. So if you're doing the flower part, then it's kind of one of those. Well, what else do you want to do? Because we have this, to finish it off. And a lot of times I'm thinking about that as I'm, doing some of these things that, it's like where you don't really have to think too much. This is kind of a nice one that you don't have to think a lot. Because I think it looks whimsical, just period. So you don't have to worry necessarily about, the placement or anything. Oh my gosh, this one has 10. I'm gonna do that. Nobody tell. Oh, I see. Yes. Randy's getting philosophical in the chat, which is good. I like getting philosophical. So yeah, that's what you can get to do, to round or not to round. That is the question.
If you really wanted to be funny, I guess. And go with your phone idea. We could have made the strands coming down from the orbs like telephone line, like curly telephone line.
Yeah. Oh, there's a, yeah, there, yeah, you could do that. I was, it's like, who decided to make those things, yeah, curly anyway? They always got tangled. Well, and well, we still do have those because we do still have desk phones that have those
Yeah,
curly.
now they turned them into ponytail holders. I don't know how that came about, but
And so now, no, I'm picturing this is, well, actually, it does date me, but at the same time, it what do I want to say, predates me because they were reruns when I was old enough to enjoy them. But Mom, all I'm thinking about now, because these are little lines, and these could make like little plugs at the end, like Ernestine.
Make little what?
Could make them look like little plugs, like the old operators with one ring.
Yes, Ernestine. I thought you said Ernest T.
Ernestine. Yes.
wait,
That threw rocks at the Andy Griffith show. That's what I was.
That's different. I think her name was Ernestine. Yeah.
do you mean Ernestine as in hello, one ringy dingy?
Yes, that
Right.
one.
Hello.
Lily Tomlin
Hello,
on the William
hello.
Martin show.
This is Ernestine. I always remember her though, sitting in the big chair.
Yeah.
Being what was her name, which was the little girl?
Edith Ann.
What was it, Heather?
Edith Ann.
Edith Ann. Yep.
And that's the truth.
Yep.
I know you were saying something. I think I was hearing you. I thought I was hearing you chiming in. Oh. Well, the other thing that that I first thought about this, they could look like noisemakers too. Just coming out of the center, ringing in the new year. And let's see. I might stop my this and add some things on the outside just to share. I'm excited to see what everybody might have decided to do. But if you don't know, because I'm thinking some of those, regular flux, but I'm also picturing, because this is, because it does say flower. Oh yeah, Angel's trumpet. Yes, Anna, yes. Yeah, makes me think of that too. What have I got here? I've got several. Oh, I have several shades of green. Nice. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so maybe I'll do. Let's see. Like I said, mine is just going to be in different stages of completeness, just because. But yeah, I'm thinking. So if you wanted to add, I'm just thinking because I can add little fluxes in here, or I'm just thinking, how would I want to have that in there tight?
Yeah, you've got to figure which direction. I would do like the one-sided, like I did, only have them going in one direction.
Yeah.
Then you got to think, which side do you want them going up? I mean, that looks natural. That following that curve. Yep.
Right. Although I do like to. I do like to do them both ways.
Well, that works too. Depends on if you're going to fill the whole thing.
Right. and say for those of you, flux is kind of like a. I heard Marie call it a tethered orb, and I thought that was a really neat description. So it's like I'm starting at a point, I'm coming out, and rounding it, and then coming back to that point. It actually looks like a speech bubble too. But actually, I was thinking this is where I was thinking.
It looks like an orid comma to me.
Yeah. And then my favorite thing in the whole world is the line dot dot in those. Coming right up the center. Like that, it kind of makes it rounded. Almost like it's well, it does. It makes it rounded in that little section. But then, let's see. I would probably do these. I'll do these in a different color green. But we could also have the, what do we call those? The fancy fluxes. No, fescue. Maybe I'll do that in several different kind of colors. Maybe. That's kind of fun. No, right, yeah, Randy. I mean, yeah, it's non-representational. Although sometimes, it's all inspired by something, but non-representational. So we don't have to make it look like anything. But, at the same time, it's like when you get inspired by something, then it's like, oh, I think I'm going to do this. And it's, I don't know, it's just neat. Let's see. I've got 3 colors of green here. And I somehow want to mix them up. Let's do like that.
Are you guys hearing a dinging?
Yeah.
There, I think, well, it might, I don't know if you're hearing it with mine. I know that sometimes, and I don't know why that's happening. Hold on a second. And actually, let me, yeah, it sounds like Outlook. Let me get rid of, it must be mine, or it's Facebook. So I see the little pop-up as we're chatting.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going insane.
No.
We all are.
Let's
as
see
long
here.
as it's together.
And let me get rid of, I don't think it's Facebook blowing up, and I don't have email on. But for some reason, when on the chat, it's doing a ringy tone. So let's see.
It's like every time somebody adds a comment in the
Comment.
chat.
Yeah, and I don't remember it doing that. I know it does it when I have a different screen up. Let me just while I sit there, I want to see if there's a setting for that. I thought I had checked before, and I know there is for some other things. And well, I'm going to have to ask them about that, because it'd be nice to be able to turn that off as well.
Yeah, I thought you did that one time.
Well, I can do that, like when people come in and out of the call, it will do that. That's odd. Okay. Well, there we go. I have to tell them it's just very disrupting, and we can't have that. So just adding some extra fun. I was picturing myself doing Well, now you have to move your thing, Mom, so we can see what you're doing. That's gorgeous, by the way.
Now I'm trying one like you were doing. Sort of.
And there we go. I'll have to add some more of these in the other color. So apparently, let me flip my thing so you can see. So when I ordered that Stuff Bomb on Dick Lickfeld, they have 3 colors. These are all 05s, but they have 3 colors of green. They have a hunter green, green, and then a fresh green. So I was using all of those.
Do they really look different?
Yeah. The just the regular green
nice.
seems to be more of a blue green. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, goodness gracious. And yeah, so it's nice to have options. You must have all the colors so that way. And there we go. I was hearing yes, Lori was getting us some. There was just a little bit of feedback. Okay. Neat. Okay, so now here is something else. In these, we'll go back to the one that's more complete. Oh, and I forgot to put my little orbs in. Let's see, those will be yellow. Because I did notice that she had put when she did it more this way with the rounding at the top, and this is just an option, and I'm going to put just a very fine, very lightly touching the paper and putting just a little fine line coming up on all of those in those little sections.
Oh, you see, I wasn't watching, Heather. I was so busy drawing. I was going to say some of those little fescue things would be cute, and you already did them.
I already did them. Yeah, and so in between the flux, we usually add little orbs, and so I've decided to do that in this yellow micron. It kind of going back to what Randy was saying about the non-representational part. I think that's what's extra fun is that we're not subscribed to anything with this. It can kind of look like something because it was inspired by something that was real, but that frees us up creatively. Just like, well, I think that this would look neat, so that's what I'm going to do. And some people, you might make what looks like a scene or something, but yeah. Oh, I like this little corner right here. And then I have the rest until tonight to finish it. And then maybe let's say because we didn't talk about shading at all. So I mean, because this does kind of let's see. Here's some thoughts on shading. What did you do, Mom? So you well, you haven't done that one yet, but
yeah, you can't go by what I did on this because
it's
totally different.
Yeah,
except I shaded all my little orbs and I made them try to look like gems. I would shade that center part.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, and I'm going to just shade half of it. So I think. Because we can, and then there. So I'm putting graphite just on the one on the left side of it, and spreading it out. And I might do similar for the little orbs, but I want to just play in there first. And let's see.
I think you should have shaded with purple.
Well, I was partly thinking
Purple chalk.
Yeah, because you could use a chalk pencil. You could also, use colored pencil if you wanted to, and make them into, gems.
Like ombre, yep.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you can do this, and then also, I can still shade in some purple because so opportunities to shade would be, besides just anywhere, down here where all of these meet. So like I was thinking here, I might get my purple chalk pencil, and I can add some here and have it have the gradient come up this way, so that way it kind of accentuates what we have with the pen lines. Can also, and maybe I do this with a green on the inside of here, or the graphite, because sometimes I'll do that with the graphite too, because it's and maybe I still will, like right now. I'm using just what's left. Well, that's not going to look so well. Oops, I missed some little orbs down here. As if you can see that they're orbs, because it's just yellow. All right, so I'm going to add a little graphite. Oh, is it another finishing thought, which I can't do that. Well, no, probably could still do it now if I wanted to. You could aura the entire thing. That's always a nice finisher. But just adding a little bit of graphite to either side of these accentuates that. Well, I wonder if there's a way to, maybe those pop-ups, maybe there's a way to stop those, because it seems like when I usually have the chat on, I'm not seeing the pop-up. Usually it's when I'm on another thing. I'm going to have to investigate that. But yeah, so you can see, yeah, so then now this is even more curved because I added that little bit of graphite. And then where you can always, oh, here we go. Add a little chalk pencil, I'm just putting it right up the top, right over everything. And it's one of the, it kind of, well, no, it doesn't really smear it, but it makes it look a little bit shiny. And I'm just gonna smudge it with my finger. Oh, my purple just looks black on my thing, but just know that it's purple.
It's okay, because I can't see any of the green either. It all looks black and
Well,
gray.
yeah, it all looks black.
Ugh.
We'll trust you.
Okay. Well, let's see the final. Well, see on mine, because the green just looks dark.
What happened to your new camera for Christmas?
Well, I'm still waiting. Santa was delayed. I can see my yellow orbs. Let's see if I move it. Yeah. It also could be like just the computer. Oh, okay. Well, all right. So Randy's seeing the purple, green, and white. Good. Well, I said another fun thing that I like to do sometimes with the white and with the idea of the chalk. Oh, there's a green. Let's see. Is sometimes, and I'm just going to do it right here because I will do it throughout. Is I add some chalk pencil. Sometimes it may be a couple colors just to add a little dimension. Like so, just scribbling as a finishing touch. And then with the Tortillion, and this is And I think, Lynn, you're on where you were asking about does the, you know, how the chalk pencil kind of moves. This is a different brand than the Generals. It's a lot looser, but it's kind of fun to just, you know, put it around, and then it's almost like an aura. So I'm not covering it, but just you know, putting it on. Well, at least for right here, where I'm not going to put the green. So apparently I'm not going to put one there. But just working around in between the flux. It kind of gives it a neat look. So, all right. And it's a lot of fun. But like I'll sometimes I'll do just two shades of blue, and it just it ends up looking kind of neat, and just to scribble it on the outside like that. So I want to see what everybody did. So if you want to open your webcams, so we can. Oh, that looks really neat, Mom. Is that the toned gray or the?
This is the tone gray, and this is the tone blue.
Okay.
Which to me just looks like another shade of gray. But
yeah. Oh, look at these. Oh my gosh. Oh, they're so fantastic. I know when I first looked at the Tangle, I was like, huh, that's interesting, but it is really, really cool. Oh, yeah, and I like what everybody has done, especially with, you know, with the different colors coming up on, you know, in the you know, where we put those straight lines, and just the different shapes, and that way you have more room to do other stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh, I see. Oh, I have two. Oh my goodness. Let's see. It said your meeting is growing. Layout. Hold on a second. I don't want alpha. Oh, okay. I want to show everybody. All right. I might have to take two screenshots. Okay, so hold them up. And okay, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. And all right, 1 second. Screen. And let me store that. And then I want to check because oh, I see. It gives me an alphabetical view. Oh, we don't need an alphabetical view. This is everybody. Okay, good. I was thinking it was going on to 2 pages. Nice. Okay, I got them all. And let me share my screen so we can all enjoy what everybody did. Oh, my God. Sure, find it there. So neat. Okay. There we go. And then I'll scroll it down a little bit too. But look at that! How neat are those? And I like the who's it? Oh, Anna put like I can't see clear. Looks like orbs or stripes down down that side. You know where we were filling in. Nice.
I'm really liking these shades of gray pens on the gray.
Oh,
it's kind of nice to not have that. Well, maybe it doesn't show up that much.
Neat. And Inez, I like that, like the aura all the way around several times. That's a neat idea. They are all amazing. Wow. Oh, and I like Anne's having have one kind of coming from the opposite side. That's neat. And Rosemary's, you know, yeah, and adding the shading to the top of those the straight lines and the bottom, and adding some white, so it just looks all so shiny. Oh no, I just slid it up, Deb, so I have a solid bottom row here. Unless on the screen share it's not showing. Oh, yeah. Listen, I wanted to be more like a monarch butterfly. It's very monarchish. Neat. These are so neat. Oh my gosh. All right. So let me So we can stop that. I will say goodbye to the recording. Bye, recording.